So, welcome to the first episode of 3 Many Brickfilms, 5 Me, the show where I talk about LEGO videos and review them, kind of. So, I've been kind of trying to get back into like the brick filming landscape, seeing what people are making these days. So today I'll be talking about 3 recent brick films as of May 13th, 2017. Well, I mean, relatively recent. The first one we're going to be talking about today is Abandoned Fortress by ffingers or ffingers. This movie is kind of like one of those action videos that Keshin makes, except for Keshin's usually have like a joke. This one is just like straight up action, and it doesn't really have much of like a story. The main thing that I like about this movie is like the fight choreography. I think it's really well done, especially the first fight. I like the way that like the monster does flip, and they have lots of horizontal swings. The sound of the fights also gives a lot of impact to like all the hits. Yeah, the animation isn't like the smoothest thing in the world, but I think that it's still well done. The second fight, there's some more crazy cinematography, like there's some POV shots where the camera just like zooms in on stuff. It's kind of unclear what's going on in those parts, but it's always good to try out new stuff. The set design is cool too. I like the way that he was very intentional about how he placed the bricks. He actually used the cracks between bricks as an asset when he was doing set design. I think another cool thing about this video is the monsters. Like the first monster just like runs in and he's like, I'm gonna kill this guy. And the second monsters, they're all kind of trying to run away. So it's like they send in the guy they don't like or something to go kill him at first, and then they're all just, okay, well, we got to try to survive now. He took out our best guy. He took out the guy that we don't like, but he was still a good fighter. And then at the end, when the knight has fought all the monsters and he's made it into the treasure room, he looks around and this is what he says.
Nice. 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 Nice.
Nice.
Wait, is that Star Trek music? And there's a frog at the end. Not really sure what that is. Alright, so yeah, that's Abandoned Fortress. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. It's like a well-made LEGO action video with good sound and choreography, I would say. Also, his video is on VidMe and YouTube, so he's staying ahead of the curve. Like, he knows what he's doing, and he's definitely one to watch. I think that he'll be making some cool stuff in the future. That music is so good. So the second video we're going to be reviewing is LEGO Gameplay Giana Sisters Stage 2, uploaded by the YouTube channel LEGO Gameplay Retro Classic. He's made 3 videos so far, and this is like the second stage in a series that he's doing, which is all recreating the Great Giana Sisters video game, which I'd never heard of before this video, and they're all very faithful to the game. Like, this is just stage 2 because that's the most recent one, but he's made stage 1, and he's made the intro sequence, which is really long and goes on kind of forever. But, so yeah, the first thing you'll probably notice if you watch the Great Giana Sisters is that music. But then the music changes to not as good. Like, at first it kind of sounds like 80s, like, orchestral maneuvers in the dark, or however you say that. The thing that I really liked about this is when I was watching it, I assumed it was a Mario ripoff. It looked a lot like it. Like, they have the fire flower, and they're like jumping on things that look like turtles' heads. And then I looked it up, and yeah, it's like apparently there was always a rumor that Nintendo sued them, but that never actually happened. But yeah, it is a Mario ripoff, and just from watching the video itself, I knew that it was. And I think that's like a testament to how faithful this video is to the actual game. Whoa. Testament? Faithful? This is getting a little too religious right now. Gotta save that for the next review. The funny thing about this is that you can kind of see like the character in the game doing like those annoying things that you have to do in video games. Like, they're not playing it 100% perfect, you know? They are making mistakes, and then they like have to, you know, adjust their position slightly. They'll like jump and then they'll hit their head on the ceiling, and it's like, oh wow, that's actually how it is to play a video game. So I think it kind of does feel like you're playing a video game even though you're just watching a LEGO video. And yeah, I think it's like really, really cool the way that they recreated everything, especially like they have all the like stats at the top of the screen, and those are all made out of Legos too. Those are all like filmed separately. The way the set is built also is really cool. He uses like a lot of different interesting ways to like approximate the way that the actual game looks. I'll be really excited to see what game he does next, because like I've never played Great Giana Sisters and I don't really plan on it. And I feel like if he makes a game like Sonic or Mario or something like that, I think that those will have like a bunch of reposting potential. Not saying like, oh, you should just make stuff because it'll get popular, but like, definitely check out LEGO Gameplay Retro Classic if you haven't seen his stuff. Right now, this is like the only game he's done, but I can't wait to see what game he does next and to see more of Great Giana Sisters. Whoa! Where'd he go? Yeah, that shot's a little weird. Our third brick film is the music video Talk to God by Bossert, aka Hazat, aka Zoo 101, Hazat's been around like the brick filming community for a really long time. Like he started brick filming around the same time as me and my brother did. But yeah, it's always cool when an older brick filmer comes back and makes something awesome like this. About this video, Harry Bossert says, I was commissioned to make this music video by independent rock musician Caleb McCain to promote his debut single. I experimented with new techniques in an effort to make something memorable, with the general concept being listening to powerful music feels like talking to God. So yeah, when I first saw this video, I was like, it's Christian! But then I realized that it wasn't. Well, I mean, I don't know what the lyrics mean. We're gonna have to rap genius that. Hazat's no stranger to music videos. He made a music video for a song called Megaphone by Parry Gripp a while ago, and that one was so cool that they actually like flew him out to the Santa Barbara Film Festival, and then he made this awesome vlog that you should definitely watch. I remember he like threw shade on In-N-Out in it.
We're going to In-N-Out. Never again.
I mean, I might not be the most objective person, but I think they're pretty good. The thing about this video is that I don't think there's like a ton of progression in the visuals. The visuals are pretty much the same throughout. Well, he said that he kind of wanted to make it in a way that you'd be able to make interesting visuals in a quick way. But I think like he did what he could to make enough progression. Like in the guitar solo, the guitar falls through the water. And then at the end, he's falling through the water. We use like these big lights that I guess you can control the hue of. And there's different colors as the video goes on. I think it has good, subtle progression, even though it's not like the craziest thing in the world. It's cool to see LEGO videos that mix live action and stop motion well. There are parts where it looks a little bit weird, like when the minifig is falling through the water, obviously the minifig is not actually stop motion at that point. He's just like frozen in a position, just like falling like, oh. The LEGO movie has some funny parts where it uses the fact that this looks silly to its advantage. So shout out to the LEGO movie, I guess. But yeah, I think the visuals in this video are really cool. In his write-up about this video, Hazat wrote that, I have to give a shout out to SlothPaladin's Cloud Tank test videos, as they were my original inspiration for the look of the project. That's kind of crazy because I'm pretty sure SlothPaladin also inspired like the look of a lot of the Bricks in Motion visuals. SlothPaladin just like putting out tests and inspiring people to make cool stuff. Like, yeah, respect. Release your tests if you make them. You can see all Hazat's dead skin floating in the tank. It's kind of gross. The music kind of sounds like Led Zeppelin and David Bowie a little bit. It's pretty good. It's not really like my kind of music, but I like it. Yeah. My dad said it sounded like Pink Floyd, but I've never really listened to them, so yeah. But I know that like if you watch The Wizard of Oz and you play one of Pink Floyd's albums, then it like goes along with it. Like, you should check that out. Anyways, that concludes the first episode of 3 Many Brick Films 5 Me. I'm hoping this show will be like a place where I can recommend cool videos that I found, and like, yeah, if you see something that like nobody else has seen but it's like, how is this so underrated, then yeah, just like send it to me. I mean, as long as it's not by you. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope I'll see you next time whenever I manage to put another one of these out.